Hi, I'm Amanda from the Visitor Engagement Department at Carnegie Science Center, and I'd like to welcome you to our Watch series where we're performing experiments and activities for kids, families, and teachers to do at home. Like everyone, I'm practicing social distancing still in my home, and today, for the next 3 minutes, I want to teach you about the science of aquafaba. Aquafaba is the liquid that comes along with your garbanzo beans or your chickpeas. That liquid that the beans are boiled in typically gets tossed down the drain. But today, we're gonna use that to create a recipe, something that we can actually eat later on. We're gonna use that liquid today and make meringue cookies. So it's a great way to make an egg-like recipe with no eggs. So if you don't have eggs at home, but you have a can of garbanzo beans, try it out. So first I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shake the garbanzo beans in that liquid. We wanna make sure that any of that bean juice that's settled down at the bottom is incorporated. We wanna get all of that starchy goodness out of our can. We have about a cup of bean liquid that came out of that aquafaba. Now, garbanzo beans, they look like this. If you have never eaten one, I highly recommend them. They are delicious, and beans are a great source of protein, and it's always important to have protein in your diet. So we're gonna add our aquafaba into my stand mixer. We're gonna add a couple extra ingredients because, like egg whites, they're gonna lose their structure if they don't have some type of stabilizer to keep those air pockets nice and firm. Today, we're gonna use cream of tartar. So we're gonna put a 1/4 teaspoon into our aquafaba. And finally, a pinch of salt. I'm using kosher salt, but you can use regular salt, just a pinch. We're gonna go ahead and turn this on, starting slow and then working up our speed. We wanna make sure we keep all of that aquafaba in our mixer. Right now, we stopped our mixer just to take a look inside, and you can tell that it's starting to get some air incorporated into it. After about a minute, you'll start to see that we need to get something called stiff peaks. That's when our liquid is no longer a liquid. It's a actual creamy foam style consistency, and it can hold up on itself. And we're gonna go ahead and put this on for about 4 minutes, and that way you can see what it looks like. So our 4 minutes are up, and you can see that our aquafaba has created a really nice foam. Now here's the catch with adding sugar. You want to make sure that you add your sugar nice and slow. If you add all of that really dense, heavy sugar, your air pockets will collapse and all of that work gone down the tubes. So we're gonna add the sugar tablespoon by tablespoon while it's on that high speed. And we're gonna add a total of about 3/4 cups sugar. All right, all of our sugar is added. You can really see how our meringues are forming. That aquafaba has taken on all of that sugar, and we have lots and lots of air. Stiff peaks are whenever your meringue holds its shape. So you can see that it's not falling over, it's standing straight up. So this is a successful batch of meringue. Today I'm gonna use my teaspoon, about a teaspoon of vanilla. That should be plenty to give our meringues a nice flavor. We're gonna go ahead and whip that up. So I'm gonna add some food coloring. I'm gonna just use regular liquid food coloring. Again, you wanna just kind of be careful as you add that in, not to add too much at one time. You wanna keep that air in there. So now we're gonna pipe our cookies onto a cookie sheet that I lined with parchment paper. It's really important to use parchment paper because that helps to draw out the moisture of our meringues, because our meringues are gonna be a nice, light, crunchy cookie. To put our batter into our bag, I'm using just a regular reusable piping bag with a fun tip on the end. You can use a plastic bag that you may have at your home. Just be careful when you're squeezing it. Sometimes the seams on the bags do burst. And a trick I learned is to place our bag into a really tall mug or cup. Now I made two colors because I wanted to make a swirl cookie. So I'm gonna put some pink on the one side of my bag and some white on the other side. It's good to remove as many air pockets as you can from your bag. Everything is very light and fluffy to begin with. So now we're going to go ahead and put our meringue on our cookie sheet. And to do that, I'm going to add some pressure from the top and just swirl. Meringue also will hold its shape as it cooks, so if you wanted to make a letter A for Amanda, and you can put them really close on your cookie sheet because they're not going to spread out like a typical cookie does. They're going to keep their shape. All right, it's time to see our finished cookies. Our cookies have been baking in the oven for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And there you have it. I wish you had smell-o-vision because these cookies smell so good in my house, like warm sugar. And we're gonna let those cool on the cookie sheet for just a few minutes so that I can peel them easily off the parchment paper. My rack below these ones cooked a little bit faster, so I have some to show you right here. So this is our finished meringue cookie. You can see that it's nice and high from all of that air that we trapped in between those starch molecules in our cookie. And if you listen really closely, nice and crispy, just what we want in a meringue cookie. So I hope you had fun learning about aquafaba today, and that the next time you open a can of garbanzo beans, you think differently on ways that you can use that liquid. It's a great way if you can't eat eggs or you don't have eggs available to make a yummy sugary treat. For more things to read, to watch, and to do, log on to our website, www.carnegiesciencecenter.org, and have fun learning. We'll see you next time.